What's up, guys? It's your boy, Fitz. Will Pokemon Go Fest in Chicago be a disaster? Well, we can learn from Dortmund in Germany exactly if it's going to be or not. Now, this is a day one analysis of what happened at Dortmund. I'm going to have the link to this article in the description down below because I'm not going to go over everything, but some key points. Let's go ahead and scroll down and start reading. Right off the bat, the problems were plenty, as often they are when underlying network infrastructure fails. You couldn't log in. The game was super laggy. You honestly couldn't play almost anywhere in Westfalen Park area. Couldn't play anywhere at all. If you used an instance, your game would eventually crash and you were locked out of your account. Happened to our team member Diogo and many other trainers in the park. So basically, playing inside the park was impossible. It was absolutely impossible. Now notice this. However, unlike GoFest, Niantic was incredibly quick at acknowledging these issues and giving players directions on where to move in order to enjoy the event fully. The city of Dortmund is not the most exciting place in the world, but Pokemon Go has truly made it come to life with rivers of people flowing in directions of Regice raids, local parts, and hotspots. So, okay. Here's where that is a problem, especially for day one. We'll talk about day two, because day two just got done being over with pretty much today. But day one, let's say you traveled a long ways, you spent a lot of money, you wanted to play in this park, but you were forced to move out of the park into the city. Not something you technically didn't want to do. Now, it sounds like it was a good time to still go play in the city, but that's not what you came there to do. So, looking at it at GoFest, it seems like Saturday, which is the day I wanted to get tickets, the day that my actual press pass was going to allow me to get in for free for being a Pokemon Go Hub member and having press pass access, to other people and whatnot, other like YouTubers and other big type media sources like IGN. Heck, I might even seen John Hankey. But because that's on a Saturday, I was not able to attend. I'm going to go Sunday since I bought tickets just to be safe. And that's when my party, the people that are coming with me, are going to be going with me as well. It's my brother, my buddy, and my girlfriend. So obviously I'm not going to leave them out and go Saturday. We're going Sunday. But going back to Saturday, if there are going to be any issues at Pokemon Go Fest, it's going to be on Saturday. So I fear for people who play on Saturday. It's not going to be good. Niantic can learn from their mistakes here, but it's not going to be that great. We know day one, there's going to be so many people. This isn't including the people that are going to be outside the event playing near the park. It's not going to include everyone. The bandwidths are going to be filled to the brim with all types. And another thing is they had Tower on Wheels here. Yes, they had towers on wheels. They were prepared. They tried to do as much as they can, and it was still impossible to play the game. As you can see, there are a ton of people that were there. Absolutely ton. These are both sides of where you lined up to get into the park. Yeah, there were a ton of people here. Day one at GoFest is probably going to be a nightmare, which means me, day two, it's probably going to be pretty good. One thing they did for Dortmund on day two was they released all the spawns that were in the park citywide. And that's another issue because you didn't come to play at Dortmund, you came to play at the park. Same thing goes for GoFest. You came to play at the park, not the whole entire city. People who didn't pay a ridiculous amount of money on tickets and travel get to go to Chicago and get everything that we got. And that's just probably going to file another lawsuit. So Niantic better make sure, without a doubt, that Saturday and Sunday go smooth inside the park. Because what's the point of buying tickets if it's just going to be a disaster? You can, like me personally, I could drive up there 3 hours, not just spend money in gas, and experience the same thing people spent hundreds, thousands of dollars getting to Go Fest just to experience also the same thing. If someone could spend $50 in gas, experience everything that someone spent $10,000 in travel and fees and everything else, that's an issue. So I'm fearful for GoFest. It's going to be super fun. I'm going to have a good time. But I'm trying to keep other people's interests in mind, including my own, too. So, without a doubt, I think GoFest Day 1 will probably be a disaster. Reading further about the problems, the problem started around 11:12 a.m. when the number of trainers in the park increased dramatically, testing the very underpinnings of a cell phone infrastructure at the venue. Cell-on-wheel trucks were indeed deployed and scattered throughout the park, but seemingly to no effect. Anyone on Vodafone was cut off from the internet, while telecom users were able to get a connection sporadically. This led to the first contingency tweet coming to Niantic's end. Reminder, Corsola Unknown and other Pokemon found within Westfallen Park can also be caught throughout the city of Dortmund. If you haven't made it to the park, consider exploring the city with more people enter the park and the lines shorten. So, yeah, most people played in the city. No, they had a good time. Like I said, the link to this article will be in the description. Make sure you read it, because it's not all bad. And like I said with Day 2, just now ending not too long ago, it wasn't all that bad either. Day 2 was a lot better. Playing in the park was actually feasible. It wasn't perfect, but it was feasible. But it still sounded like playing outside the park in the city was the best thing you can do. Now, Chicago is a beautiful city, especially where the event is located. It's not on like the south side or anything like that where there's a lot of trouble. It's a beautiful city where we'll be located at if you are going. But who wants to roam the city? And GPS is an issue as well with all the skyscrapers. So with that being said, take GoFest with a grain of salt. Take Dortmund with a grain of salt. I think I want to travel to do Safari Zone events like this, but it scares me. It's the same issue here. People that didn't spend any money, well, I guess it is a free event. See, that's the issue. This is a free event. Pokemon Go Fest is not. A lot of people spent hundreds of dollars on tickets from scalpers to go, and then stuff is going to be released citywide. This is a free event. Stuff was released citywide. No issue. I don't know. But Shiny Roselia did spawn like crazy. All shinies actually spawned pretty crazy. I heard stories of people catching 30 shinies in the weekend at Dortmund. So I'm excited for that at GoFest. I already caught 3 shiny Roselia myself. I've heard plenty of people in my area catch a bunch of shiny Roselia, so I hope you guys got yours. Snorlax is now appearing in the Research Breakthrough box now with Body Slam. That kind of angers me because that was a legacy move and that was trade bait, but now they brought it back. So I've been reading a lot of, I wouldn't say anger, but irritations for that as well. Articuno Day was announced. It is going to be July 7th. We'll have 3 hours. The times will be posted here pretty soon to try to catch a shiny Articuno, and we'll get 5 free raid passes for that. Let's see. Other than that, that's about it. I just wanted to cover Dortmund a little bit, kind of give you guys an idea of how GoFest is going to go. Hopefully it goes well, but if anything we've learned from Dortmund, it's going to go the same way. A lot of people are probably going to be upset. I hope there's not a lawsuit, but there might be one. Because just GoFest isn't free. I think GoFest, believe it or not, is the only event that is not free. So think about that for a second. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys are attending GoFest. I will be there Sunday. Also, let me know in the comments down below if you caught any of your shiny Roselias or any other shinies for that matter, because it seemed like they were increased. Shiny rates were increased, definitely for Roselia everywhere, but I'm curious to see what you guys have been catching. Also, subscribe if you're new to the channel to get the latest updates, my speculations, the latest info and stuff like that. I'm always keeping on top of things, especially as a Pokemon Go Hub writer and editor, as is anyway. Smash that like button. I'll see you guys in the next Pokemon Go video.